Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you are all welcome to the Liberation Center. Today, we are yeah, we are here because of a victim known as Mrs. Olabisi Esther Johnson, who is a victim of police brutality, intimidation, harassment, and extortion. She's bold as one out of thousands who have been subjected to unnecessary intimidation based on criminalizing civil matter. A civil matter remains a civil matter. But some people using influences, their influence and position in using the police to intimidate their subject. And this woman is here to narrate her ordeal in the hands of police and a business partner who is using the police against her. And the person in person of Mrs. Johnson, she has an ailment she's nursing. Now, if not to the glory of God, the intimidation of police and harassment, by today, she will have been a stroke patient. But thank God for those who are present at the scene who revived her. So she will give the explanation. All her details are in the press text, and she will do a physical and feasible explanation herself how it goes. So my name is Comrade Alex Omotenshi, President Center for Human and Socio-Economic Rights. From CHS Arango, we have Sholape Obe and our Assistant General Secretary, Ahmed Balogun. And here is the victim herself, Mrs. Olabisi Esther Johnson. And I'm over to you.
Good afternoon. My name is Johnson Olabisi Esther. I'm here to ask for a request for urgent intervention into this matter, because this has cost me so much, and I don't want to be living in fear and in bondage anymore. So I'm calling on the Inspector General of Police of Nigeria, the Chairman Police Service Commission, the National Human Rights Commission, the National Assembly leadership, the Nigerian human rights community. I'm the CEO of Fetch Homes Limited. I registered my company last year. Before the registration of my company, sometimes in 2019, one of my friends, Oluwasegun Fakparusi, introduced me to this person that is intimidating me, Mr. Adebowale Adeyeye. When he introduced us, I was still working with my former boss then, though that period I had already had my illness, my heart issue then. So I could not do whatever the business arrangement we had, which was three of us come together, we import goods. Then, since I have contacts of supermarkets that we can sell to, we sell to them. Then we all share the profits and everything. But because of my illness, we could not do much. So later in 2020, Shegun told me again that his friend would like to see me, that if I'm available, that we should see. So it was during the lockdown. I went to his house in Magodo. So he said he produces cashew nuts. He has a factory in Kano, and he would like to expand his business by supplying to supermarkets. That and since I have the contact and we could not do the formal business we intend to do, though we've even registered a name of the company, we registered the name of that company, three of us together, Trimeta. But because of my illness, we couldn't do much. That why not me help him to get into this supermarket instead? So I told him at that time that yes, that it's possible. Even myself, because of my ailments, I've been unable to walk very well like before. That, but I'm just managing myself. That we'll see what we will do. That 2020. So 2021, earlier 2021, he approached me again. I could not even do anything in 2021. I could not even go to work because of my illness. I was hospitalized and all. So after my recovery, he said, "How far with our agreement?" I said, "No problem. But this time around, I'll help him to those supermarkets. But I will need him to help me with ShopRite in the sense that ShopRite has requirements like CAC registration, FIRS registration, and they need a company name registered in that CAC registration, an account in that name, and I don't have those things yet. Then, because of my illness, so I was given an offer in ShopRite to supply some items that I will need him, that I will use his company's name. I'll register his own and also register my own product. So when ShopRite pays him for my product, he will pay me, which he obliged. So in October 2021, I registered his products and he started selling. The reason why his product first was he said that he wanted people that will come home for December, home and abroad, to meet the products. Probably some people will take it along when they are going back to their various country. That you want the product to be on ground before festive period, which I know how hard I work to fast track the listing. So by December, my own product was listed. My product is non-food, disposable spoon, disposable fork, disposable plates, straws. That is what number plates. So my product was registered, and I was given an allocation. Allocation. They ordered for all the stores at once. So, and it was huge. So I went back to that my friend that introduced me to Fakparisi, to Adebowale Adeyeye. I told him that I will need money to buy these goods because it's a lot of money. It's about 16 million that I'll be needing to buy goods. But I have some little money with me that if his friend can help me. And he directed me to him that he can, that he used to help students to facilitate loan that they will use for their traveling documents. So I approached him and he said no problem, that he will collect 6.5% per month and we needed the loan for 2 months because if you supply ShopRite January, you have to present your statements, your invoices in February. Then first week of March, they will pay you your money. So I'll be needing the money for 2 months. So it will be 13% for that duration, which I obliged also because at least I will make money instead of not making money at all. It was much, but at least I'll be making something from it. So after the supply, ShopRite paid him. He now said because of a week delay to ShopRite payments, that he will be collecting 8.5% instead of the agreed 6.5%. And I asked why. He said that he sourced for the loan, that it was not him that gave me the money, that he sourced for it, and that was the condition the person gave him. I said no problem, that he should remove the loan and the interest from the money ShopRite paid and give me whatsoever left back that I have. Because I also supply ShopRite Akara chips with on that same name. But I stopped Akara chips January because it was not moving. I supplied Akara chips October 2021, November and December. But I stopped January because it was not moving. And I don't want my money to be tied to a product that it will not move, and later ShopRite will return to me when it's expired. So I told him that he should not worry, I will sort myself. So I liaised with people I buy goods from and with the importers, and I promised them that I will be refunding them as soon as ShopRite pays the money. They will give me the products, the goods on loan, and when ShopRite pay, I will pay them, which they agreed. So in February, because I used ZP Logistic in January, and because it's fast, it's easier. I will just take my products there, and they will supply across the country. So he said that he will also want to use ZP Logistic in March to see if the logistic will be better for him instead of the one he does, um, because he's spending too much. And I told him no problem, that I will send their details to them. He said no, since I have accounts with them, I should allow him use the accounts with them also. I said no problem. So he used ZP Logistic for March, because what he said is he wants to test run it. Usually, what we do that October, November, December of 2021 is whenever I have order and he has order, our order come in in one sheet. The order is together. So what I'll do is I'll take my own product and send to him, or I will go and take his product with my product and supply together, even without asking him for logistics. But if I send to him, most time I use these Ido people. Most times my good got damaged or some lost. I won't see my goods anymore. So I told him that I will not, I can't be using those logistic anymore. So that same February, in February 2022, I separated the products in the sense that it will be non-food and food. When it is non-food, it is my product. When it is food order, it is his own product. So we can both supply at our own location without any distress. So which he also obliged, and we were supplying until in March he said he wants to use my logistic. When invoice came for payment for the logistic, he was complaining and saying the bill was too much. How did they arrive at that? Even after I have sending the billing documents to him, how they bill and how they charge. I even forwarded the invoice. The invoice was straight from ZP. The invoice I sent to him was what was given to me by ZP. After a long talk, he paid. He used the ZP logistic again in April without informing me. He did not pay for the money. When he was paying me for goods supplied, when he was paying me in April, he overpaid me by 121,000, which I notified him, and he said that I asked him to send his account details so that I can refund the money. He said that in the next payment that we are doing, that we will deduct it, that I should not worry. So he also asked me to help him to get pallets, that he wants to use it in his factory and create. So we had a lot of misunderstanding in the cost of the supply. He did not pay me on time. The day he asked me to deliver, I was in the gate of his house in Magodo till 11 p.m. He did not open the gates for me. I had to go and drop the product, the crate in Segun Fakparisi's house in Egbeda. I had to sleep in Egbeda that night because I got to Egbeda midnight and I could not go to Ikorodu anymore. So we started having a series of issues. Sometimes he said that why is my supply much than his own, that I'm using my influence and contacts in ShopRite to supply more than him. And I told him it's not so. I supply once in a month because I will make sure that all my products is not on the shelf before I supply another one. I don't just supply like anytime I send you in order, you don't even go to the store to check if you still have product or not. You just supply. I don't do that. I wait and ask my merchandisers to send me what's it called, stock, to know if I should supply or not. So that is, I explained everything to him, but he refused. So he stopped picking my call at some point. There was this supermarket again that, because aside from ShopRite, I introduced this product to other two supermarkets, but he was the one fully in charge of it. Those ones I don't require a lot of documents, so we were not operating on the same name. He was using his name, I was using my name. That supermarket is in Port Harcourt. I got a call from the store that another person said that is the one in charge of that product. I called him again to inform him that it's like another person wants to take in charge of your products. Go there. He said no, that there's nothing like that. On several occasions, Shegun would tell me that, um, tell me a lot of things about how is whatever thing that he's saying about me, how he is taking his products to other places without my notice and not informing me so that I can also sell my products there. Sometimes I'll confront him on the phone, ask him question, he will insult me and all that. So in May, I went to ShopRite because we did not receive our payments on time. I went there to ask why our payments were not received. Then I noticed some of our products were blocked. I went to ShopRite, and ShopRite said that some we have overstock of items. The stock was is even sent to me. They sent it to me via email that we have overstock of products that they can give us money when we overstock them. Excuse me, especially the cashew, that we should do something about it. Is either we do stock movement or we do discount or we come to retrieve some of those goods so that they will not expire, which I communicated to him. I even sent him the documents. I explained everything to him. He was saying that I did not want him to supply aggressively again. He even stopped talking to me. So at that point, I was tired of his insult and all. He was treating me more like I was his staff. The only thing I know I did wrong was not having an agreement, an agreement of understand, written agreement with him when we started this business. Because there are times that he would travel out of the country, he will not be in Nigeria. He will call me to help him to retrieve his products from Ido or to help him supply. And I would do without even collecting money for transport from him. All because he helped me with loans. I was sucking in so much that he was doing for me. Just because I don't want to be asked and all that. He even went as far as I asked him to do an ID card for me, because sometimes in Ido, if I don't show them ID card of his name, they will not release his product to me. He did. There was a time I had to go to Ido and take his product from Ido to Ikoyi. He was sick. He was waiting in Ikoyi, and he pleaded with me that I should please help him, which I also did, without even collecting money for logistic or anything from him, because I felt we should be able to help each other. Then I remember when I went to ShopRite to tell them that I now have my document and they should please help me split my products from Creativo El Matador. I have copy of that document, the form that I filled with them. I have my FRS certificate and my CAC. I went to ShopRite with it, begging them to help me separate the product. The buyer was surprised. ShopRite buyer was surprised. He asked that, what about the company I presented? I had to come out to him because I didn't inform him that I was not the owner of the business. He said, oh, but I should have told him that it was because of stress that I was getting from my work and I could not do anything, that he asked me to bring those products to supply to ShopRite. That why will I go and engage with somebody else without telling him first? He even said he was not going to do anything, that he can't do anything. In short, he would stop the guy from doing business. And I told him no, that this person is already saying that I'm using my influence to sell. I don't want anything of that that will make him to say, oh, yeah, he's saying the truth. He's suspicious about me, is right. That he should just please separate. I know I'm the one that signed his contract. He should separate it, then he will come and he he will do his business with them on his own name like he is doing before. So he was angry. He asked me to drop the document that I should go. I dropped the documents with one of the category um, managers and I left. So in June, I got a notification from ShopRite. I even thought that the notification was for me that my company was successfully registered. So, but that same June, I lost my mom. I remember in June calling him while my mom was in the hospital because for the money he overpaid me. In the next payment, when he said he will remove it, he deducted the money twice. He did not pay me for 2 months logistic that he used with ZP. I called him to tell him. He will always tell me he will do it without sending money to me. I needed money urgently for my mom, and I told him that he should please send part of that money to me, or he should give me 10,000 naira. I need 10,000 to balance money to one test for my mom, which he sent the 10,000 naira to me. So I lost my mom June 25. I sent message across to him that I lost my mom. He just sent his condolence message. Then in July, middle of July, I received payment from ShopRite. So when I now look at the document, I saw that the supplier ID that he was using to trade was the same supplier ID on my name. So I called to find out why it was like that, and I was told that it was changed instead of registering him afresh, that they changed his name. They changed the name to my name. I called him to inform him. I sent the remittance to him. I called him and I was like, Oreshe Tabanja Bikakuni. I called you that I lost my mom. He did not even call me. He just sent a message. He said, She Olagba Lesha, like, do you have an elder person at home? That if he did not call me, it does not mean that he does not sympathize with me. He hung the phone on me. So later on, he called me back and said that he noticed that it is my name that is on the remittance I sent to him. I said, yes, I've been trying to reach you. You will not pick my calls. I told the person that introduced us. The person said that I even have the conversation on my phone. The person said he has said it several times that if I want to say anything to him, that I should always tell the person that introduced us that he does not want to communicate with me. If I have any information, I should talk to that person. Since the time of ShopRite told us that he has overstock, that was when he started reacting like that. So I said, I've been trying to reach you. Since you said I should be giving the person third party information, I should not talk to you. That is what I did. I even told him when the whole thing happened. So he again, he said he will not collect that money from me because he did not supply to me. He supplied to ShopRite. I went to ShopRite again to go and talk to their creditors manager. I begged him, I should please, this is what happened. I narrated everything to him. I told him that this is what happened. You should please help me to talk to the buyer that he should register this guy. I don't want any problem with him. Now he has refused to collect money from me. And I don't want to spend his money. I'm preparing for my mom's burial, and I have spent a lot while she was sick. I don't want to spend another person's money. So I begged the man to please let me talk to the person that introduced us. They should talk to him. I did not intend to change the name. What I intend to do, I fill form so that my own product will be registered under my name, not to switch the name. So the man said, okay, I should call the person. I called the person, he spoke to him, and he promised him that he should ask him to come to the account office, that he will also talk to the buyer before then, that they will open another account for him so that he can continue his business. So, but I said pending that time, I don't want to have his money, that they should please give me an account to refund the money. I even suggested that they should please send the money to him. But they said no, they can't send money to him because they don't have him as a supplier anymore since the change. that they cannot send the money to him. What will it be the reason why they are sending money to him? So I said, okay, that they should just give me ShopRite account. Let me forward the money back to ShopRite because I don't want to have his money. I don't want problem with him. The following day, which was on Saturday, I went to redemption camp. It was in August for convention. So I went to camp. I was in camp in the third of the camp. I received a call from that my friend asking me if I was home. I told him, he said, Wale is sending somebody to come and collect stamp because he also asked me to do stamp so that I used to help him to do his invoices. Whenever he wants to supply, I'll do invoices, stamp it, give it to whoever he send. He usually send people to me to help him receive invoice so that he will supply. I said, I will call my husband to give the person the stamp that I'm in camp. So I hung up the phone. The next call I received was my husband saying that there are police officers in my house. And they said they are from Panty, that I did fraud. I asked my husband that he should allow me to talk to them. I told them that I'm in camp, that they should please, I will not be able to come until the convention is over. That the following Monday, I will come myself. That I did not do any fraud. I will come and explain everything that transpired. So on Monday, the following Monday, that same Wednesday, I transferred the money to ShopRite because it was the Friday I collected the account. It was Friday before I went to convention. So that same Wednesday, I quickly transferred the money back to ShopRite. So when I got to Banti on Monday, when I got to Panti, I went there without a lawyer because I thought it was a simple matter that I would just go there, explain myself. Since I was not owing him, I didn't defraud him or anything. I would just explain and leave the place. So on getting there, when I got to the gate, I saw a crowd. I was scared that, hey, these one people are lining up to enter police station. So I saw a lawyer and I quickly briefed him. I tell him that he should please follow me. I don't know what will happen there. This place looks scary to me. So the lawyer followed me. When I got there, the officer, SP, Great Amino, when Wale was talking, he said a lot of things. He said he gave me 1 million to help him list his products in ShopRite. He said a lot of things. So when I wanted to say my own side of the story, I told him I didn't receive 1 million from him. He gave me 200,000 naira, which I have evidence for. And the 200,000 naira was for when I was traveling to Port Harcourt to register his product. I even went to Port Harcourt twice. I went to Abuja once. That 200,000 was not even for flight tickets and hotel, not to talk of me collecting any, and it's not even enough for transport. I just did that as a friend to help him because he also helped me when I needed loan. I didn't collect money. The man said I'm a fraud, I'm a criminal, that tomorrow morning they will parade me, newspaper will carry me, that I defrauded somebody that helped me. Wale was even saying that is why he hates dealing with people that call themselves that my husband is a pastor, that he said that is how they used to do. They were just saying all sorts of things. I was crying. I was asking him, when did all these things? He was telling the police officer that I had a relationship with the buyer. That was why they were able to change his name and manipulate. I said, there is nothing like such. He said that I used to pay them money. I said, well, pay them for what? I'm not paying anybody. If you take products, they have taken products to ShopRite before that they refuse. If you take products there, if it is not what they need, they will reject it. If it is what they want, they will collect it. There's no way I can bribe anybody. The man said if truly I transfer the money back to ShopRite account, that a officer should follow me to the bank to print out my statement of account. They collected the phone for me and he asked the officer that he should monitor me. I should not take anybody's phone or call my husband or call anybody. So I went to the bank, I print my statement of account, we go back to the police station and I showed them. They saw that the money was indeed transferred back to ShopRite account and they asked that they should go and detain me. I told him that I did not do, okay, they should even allow me call my husband. Before I got back, the lawyer that followed me has left. She even allowed me call my husband. They rejected. They called me all sorts of names, saying I'm a criminal, I'm a thief. Somebody helped me. He borrowed. I said the loan he borrowed me, I've paid back, even with more than the interest that we agreed. And I'm not collecting loan from him again. He has done a lot of things to hurt me, and I've left him to God. And the only thing I could do was just to separate my products from his products so that I can do my business in peace. I was not ShopRite that changed the name. They said they should go and lock me up. I begged that they should allow me to call my husband. I cried. I told them about my health. They did not answer me. They went to lock me up. They locked me up, and the following morning, they called me from, even when I was entering, somebody slapped me in the cell, and they beat me. I was crying, and I was begging them, begging with the ladies that I have heart issue, that they should please. So they now said, what happened? What brought me here? And I explained everything that happened there. I explained everything to them. So the following morning, my husband came with my hands and with a lawyer. So when my husband got there, my husband also told him that there was nothing. I've been helping this guy. This guy does not know anything about the business, about him even supplying to ShopRite. I practically take his business as if it's my own business. That's why will he do such to me? So the officer said that my husband should go and pay 200,000 naira for my bill. My husband said, but bill is free. He said he should get out of his office. Went to go and meet him and was pleading with him that he should please. He said he saw the money in my account now. Didn't he see the money in my account? SP Aminu. He said he saw the money in my account. Didn't he see the money in my account? My husband said that he should please. I was praying for my mom's burial. That the money is for my mom's burial. He said if my husband cannot pay the money, they should take me back to the cell. And that time I was already panting because I did not take my drugs. I did not eat throughout that the other day and that very day. I was already panting with my mom, not even water. I was already panting. My husband says, look at her. I need to take her to the hospital. I don't want to lose my wife. He said they should take me back if my husband is not ready to pay. So my husband said, okay, he will pay the money, that they should just please release me. So one, Bumi, IPO Bumi, working with SP Amino, now gave me my phone and said I should transfer the money to my husband, that my husband should go and take it from the bank in the POS. She said POS. So I now told my husband that I should please not go to POS. You should go to bank, because the POS will charge a lot to collect 200,000 naira. He collected the money and I left. So the following day, the IPO Bumi collected the money from my husband. So the following day, they asked me to come to the following day that I should come and write undertaking that I will return the name back to Mr. Adebowale Adeyeye name, and I will not sabotage his business with ShopRite. And he said he will make sure that I don't do business with ShopRite again. So the following day, in the room, I was praying to go to hospital. I collapsed. So my husband had to go and look for a nurse that attended to me in the house. So I could not go, but my husband had to call them that this is what happened, that I can't come that day. My husband went the Wednesday, the Thursday. He went the Thursday to go and meet them. So they said, what about the undertaking? They said my husband, I should write, and all the things that they said my husband should bring. What he requested for was the stamp. And he requested for the stamp, that I have his stamp. I said he was the one that asked me to do stamp. I'll give him his stamp. It's his stamp. The stamp is his name. I don't need it. I only helped him to do the stamp so that I will help him to do his invoice. And when I also do invoice, I will be able to supply without any delay, even if he's not in the country. So my husband went on Friday. We were able to get another lawyer, and we went to one retired AIG, Oko. we went to his place. He said he wrote a note on his complimentary card and said I should go to the DC office in Banti, that I should explain everything that happened there, that the DC will give me listening here to hear my own side of the story. So the following week, which was Monday, I was in the DC office. We were sitting before in the reception before his office. Aminu came, he was shouting, he was saying that what am I doing here? Who asked me to come here? JB, my husband said I was sick. How come I was able to come to this place? He was shouting, he was scared, I was fidgeting. My husband held me and was calming me that he cannot do anything to me, that other people are here, that people are looking at us. So he said he will even help me to go to the DC office. So he now went to the DC office and asked me to come in. So when I got to the DC office, he was talking and the DC said he should wait. He should allow me to talk. So I said everything, how he said I was a criminal. I said everything, how he collected money. I said everything to the DC. And the DC begged that he apologized that I should please, that I'm not a criminal. Whatever transpired was a business between me and the person, and it's not a criminal matter. That Aminu should call all parties involved. We should come. He even said I should please go and take care of myself first. That I still look very pale. That I should go and do my mom's burial. After the burial, I should come. I said no. But I want to sort out. The weekend is my mom's burial. I want to sort out this matter before going for my mom's burial, because my heart is heavy. I don't want to do my mom's burial with heavy heart. I want to sort out this issue. He said no problem. He asked that we meet the following day. The following day, everybody came, even ShopRite lawyers and some of their representatives came. So after they heard from both of us, they said both of us made mistake because we did not have a written agreement before doing business. That even if we want to do business with our siblings, we should have an agreement. We should not just do business on trust. That it was because of the trust that we both had in each other. That was why we started. And we should not use that trust and use fights to settle it. They said we should settle amicably. The ShopRite lawyer even promised that I should not worry, that they will, when I should, because they asked Wale, what does he want? He said he wants the name back, return to his name. And I said, I don't have problem doing that. I'm not the one that changed it. If ShopRite asks me to do that, I will do that. And ShopRite, the lawyer said that ShopRite will open another account for me. That since it's that account, that's supplier ID that insisted that he wants, I should I should write a letter to ShopRite. I should even take him there, introduce him to people there, which I did. I did the following day. I took him there. On getting to ShopRite, in the meeting with the general manager and the new person, new face that I've met before in the store, but now I think is the one replacing the buyer, because I was told the buyer was on suspension at that time. Even the buyer had already told me to tell him to come before the police issued that he will list, he will open another account for him. He refused. He said it's that same account that he wants. So when we got there, it was the lawyer was saying that I manipulate his clients, and because of the intimate relationship that I have with the buyer, I used it to switch the name, and he was saying all sorts. I just kept quiet because I did not even believe he would come with lawyer, because what they asked us to do was just for me to take him there, introduce him to people there so that they can know him and know that he will be the one in charge of his product. He was saying all sorts of things. So they now asked him that why not him wait? I made a supply that July, August. He should wait till that money is paid to me, to my account, so that I will not have any money with him again. Then after the money is paid with him, they will now change it. He said no. They said, okay, that they won't do that until I instruct them, that I have to send a mail to them to change the name back to the person's name before they can do that. Because I was the one that signed contracts with them. So I said no problem. So it was on Thursday and I was traveling on Friday for my mom's burial. So I went for my mom's burial. So I was in the burial on Monday morning. I was already receiving mail from his lawyer saying that I have not sent the mail Shoprite asked me to send. He was saying all sorts of things. So I went to go and look for a lawyer this time around. And I asked the lawyer that he should please, I gave the lawyer the contact of his lawyer and send him mails that I've been receiving from them. You should please tell him that he should sign an agreement for me that if Shoprite pays him that money they are owing me to my account, that he will pay me within 48 hours. That I will, if he signed that agreement, I will change it back. Because all this while, Shoprite will pay him. He will be telling me they've not paid him. 2 weeks, he will not pay me my money. I don't want such to happen on this money because I collected those goods on credit. And I have to pay the people I collected those goods from. So my lawyer sent the lawyer mail. They did not reply. They did not respond. Then I remember he used to tell me that DIG Kokomo, that is his in-law. He has even told me of a episode where he slapped a police officer and told the police officer to go and meet DIG Kokomo, that he should go and report him to his DIG Kokomo because the policeman was harassing his wife. So I now went to Abuja myself. I went to DIG Kokomo's office. It took me 2 weeks to be able to have access to DIG Kokomo. I went to DIG Kokomo's office and I told him what happened. That this person said is your in-law. Maybe that is why the police are doing why they did whatever they did to me. And I don't want him to harass me again. I have seen this person remove dagger. There was a day I went to supply. I helped him to supply. He was there. He was parking, and the cab I used to take his product was beside him. So I was trying to remove the seat belt. The driver now was trying to help me. Before I know it, he had already removed dagger to come and attack the driver. I said, the man did not do anything to me now. He was only trying to help me remove seat belt. I was even telling him that he needs to take things easy. He said no, that some people, they need violence before they can sit right. I told DIG Kokomo that I'm scared. I don't want this person to unleash. He said he does not know him, that he had never had the name before. He said I should go and collect my phone from where I dropped my phone downstairs. I should tell them that he asked for my phone. He asked me to give him his number. He dialed his number. He put it on speaker and he introduced himself. He said, "Hi, Daddy." He said, "Don't call me Daddy. Do I know you before? Have we ever met?" He said, "Not yet, sir." He said, "What do you mean by not yet, sir? Why using my name to oppress people in Lagos?" He said, "No, there's nothing like that." He now asked him, "Do you know any Johnson Olabisi, Esther?" He said, "Olabisi herself." He said, "Yes, Olabisi, she's right in front of me." He kept quiet. He said, "I only have 2 daughters, and both of them are not in Nigeria. And they will never use my name to intimidate anybody because my children know I hate injustice and I don't train them like that. Don't ever allow such things to happen again because you will not like what I will do to you." Then he hung up and he called his PA and said, "It's like you people will go and pick this guy up." And I knelt down again, begging him that he's my friend, that I just want to know that they don't know him so that he will not harass. I just want to be sure that he does not have any power to harass me or intimidate me unlawfully, that they should please. If they do anything to him, he has wife and little babies at home, they should just leave him. So the GIG now called the DC again. He said that I will come to his office the following day, that guy must write an undertaking. If he did not write undertaking, I should not I should not change the name back because I have to be sure that I will get my money back. So he asked me to go and meet the DC the following day, which I did. On getting there, he even told me that the DC is now a commissioner. The DC was surprised to see me. Kokuma, Adegoke, the DC in Panti then. Yes, his name is Adegoke. I don't know his first name. Yes. So he said, that but he has resolved this issue for us now. But what happened again? Why did I go to Abuja again? I said, I asked him to write an agreement that when ShopRite pay for the goods that I supply, he will pay me. And it's ever since September, because my mom's burial was August 27. Ever since September that we wrote him, he did not. Until I went to DIG, I had to go there. So he now asked that they called Aminu, the great Aminu, the SP great Aminu. He was there and he said, "You see this girl? Since that they asked her to change the name, she did not change it." He said, "Listen first. Listen to the reason why she has not changed the name. She asked for an agreement. She has right to ask for an agreement. They both don't trust each other again. She have every other right to ask for agreement." So he now said, no problem, that he will call the guy. So they did not call us back till November 23rd. So November 23rd, they told him to write an agreement for me. He said no, that why will he write an agreement for me? That how much is the money in question? That is not even up to money that he gives to orphanage. That why will he write an agreement to me? So the SP Aminona said, okay, if you do not write on an agreement for her, sure you write undertaking for police officer. That when they pay, ShopRite pay her money into your account and she show you evidence of her supply, you give her her money. Reluctantly, he wrote the agreement. I even asked that we get copy of the agreement. The man said, I should, for what? Do I want to be teaching him? Did I want to be teaching him his work? He's trying to help me and I'm telling him what to do. So I kept quiet. I left. So that very day, I went downstairs to print the form ShopRite gave me. I filled my part and handed his own part because when he left angrily, I handed his own part to his lawyer November 23rd. Gave the lawyer the form to fill so that I can send back to ShopRite. They did not send this agreement until middle of December. They did not return the form. And when I sent it to ShopRite, it took ShopRite just 2 days. They changed the name. So after they changed the name, I was expecting that they make payments. They did not make payments December. I went to ShopRite that same December. I was told that we have some claims that we need to pass. That until we pass those claims, before they'll be able to pay us. And since I've returned the name, B2B, every other thing platform that will get order, payments, and all that, I've changed. It has been changed back to his name, and I've given him access. I don't have access to even see if I have order or anything. So I got in contact with him. I sent him message, and I told him that he should please send in the claims that he has so that we can pass it to ShopRite and they can pay. When he did not answer me, I called Sam Columbus. He was the external lawyer for ShopRite, and he asked one of his lawyers to call both of us to reach an agreement. So the lawyer called me and called him. It was on a conference, and he said that we should try and resolve this matter amicably so that both of us can continue our business with ShopRite. That why has he not sent whatever I need? He should send whatever I need so that we can pass statements. Or both of us, we should sit down, reconcile the accounts together, know how much I'm expecting from ShopRite. You should also know how much he's expecting from ShopRite, so that when ShopRite pay, it will be easy for him to distribute the money. We met in January as agreed. My lawyer was not available on the date he said he was going to be around. The San Columbus again gave me somebody from his office to follow me since I said I don't want to go alone. He insisted he will be coming with his lawyer, and I don't want any harassment from them. So he asked the man, we did the reconciliation together with the document I got from ShopRite and I showed him. And from that, he said that, okay, if there is any plus or minus, who will he pay? I told him that if there is any minus, any deficit from his end, like we used to do, it is me that he will pay to balance my own account. Because if you have claim, ShopRite will have deducted it from your next payment. Because whether you sell or you don't sell, when it is your payment date, they will pay. But in your next payment, if any of the products expire or got damaged, they will deduct the money from. And it has been happening to me. And I showed him references on how we used to do it. And he said, no problem. He didn't send claim till February. When he sent the claim, I passed the claim. Even when I went to ShopRite said they don't want to attend to only me, that the guy should be there because they don't want his trouble. The guy should be there. I called him. He said, no, down that there's no problem, that they should do whatever reconciliation that will both meet, that he's not even around. When they gave me another document and claims again, I was talking to him and giving him every information that he needs to know. So by March, ShopRite paid. When ShopRite paid, I was expecting him to pay me. He did not pay me. I went to call Aminu again and told him. He said that he asked ShopRite to bring the drafts of the payments. That ShopRite said that I'd already given them go ahead to pay to the guy's account. I said yes, because ShopRite cannot just pay into somebody's, they cannot just write out drafts. It has to be, for what purpose would they say the draft they wrote is for? It has to be the process they used to do it. There have to be a remittance to back the money they are paying up. They will not write a draft because there's no how to trace that money for their own audits, which is what they explained to me, that they will not be able to drop drafts in ShopRite, in Pansi, that what they will do is they will pay to the guy's account. And I was glad because he had already written an undertaking for the police. So I was not expecting that when they pay, he will not want to pay me my money. So when he paid, when they paid, I told them again. By that time, I was pregnant. So when the inspector asked both of us to come and we both went there, when he saw me, say, that I'm even pregnant and I'm stressing myself like this. My husband was there, my husband was there, my aunt was there. And they were asking him, why didn't he want to pay me? He said it's 1.3 that he will pay me out of the money. He said, why? He said, because his own product expired. I said, your product expired. How is it my business? Anytime my own product go damaged, I used to bear the loss now. You have products in ShopRite. You did not monitor it. You did not do anything. Even after the changeover, you did not go back to check on your product. How is it my fault that your product expired? He said, he was shouting, he was insulting me. He said, I'm taking his name everywhere. I'm taking his name in different altars. And he had said that statement that day that he wrote undertaking. So I now said, Mr. Aminu should please talk to him about him saying that I'm taking his name to different altars. What does he mean by that? He said that there's no altar that me and my husband has not taken his name to, that he know and he's not scared to die. There is nothing that we can do to him. My husband said, take your name to altar. Why will I take your name to altar? To what altar? One police officer was now telling him that if they take somebody's name to altar, God is a God of justice. If God will not do evil to you, if you are doing the right thing, that he should not say that statement again. He said he would deal with me, he would deal with me. And Aminu did not say anything. He kept quiet. I said, but you are hearing that he's saying that he would deal with me. My husband could not take it anymore. He asked that he should be excused, that he wants to leave the place. My husband left the place. So Aminu said, hey, and I'm pregnant too, and me, I'm allowing people to teach me bad thing. That what is there, even if it's 1.3 that you want to give me, can't I take it first? I said, I cannot take it. Why will I take 1.3 from 7 million that you're supposed to pay? That goods, I collected it on credit. I collected the goods on credit. I have about 4 million naira. More than 4 million naira is not even my money from that money. And you're asking me to collect 1.3 because his own product expired. Why? How? So he said that we should come back again. I went to the office of the AC again. The AC called, invited him. He did not show up. His lawyer showed up. The AC was now asking me that, why have you not paid asked his lawyer, why have you not paid this woman her money? He said his client was not in town. Pay this lady her money now. Why are you people doing this? When next your client is around, make sure that all of you come to my office. The next time we went there, instead of SP Great Aminu to take us to the AC office, he left us in his office and he was telling me that, see my condition. I did not even pity myself. That can't I kneel down and beg this person? Can't I kneel down and beg this boy that is more than that money? That he can even give me more than that money. I should beg him. I was crying that I should beg him for what? He is the one that is inflicting suffering on me. He said that if I don't want to beg him, I should get out of his office. And now, they're great, Aminu. That I should get out of his office. That I'm too proud. I said, Wale, if I have offended you, with tears in my eyes, that I'm sorry. That I should please, you should forgive me. That I'm tired. That I'm sorry. So he said that he will go and look through the accounts, that I should write from the remittance, the remittance that he already had, that he was even the one that sent it to me, that I should write the one that is for him. I said, but I've sent all those things. Great, I mean, I should not argue with him. I should not, anything I said I should do, I should go and do it. I said, no problem. So I now wrote, the one I wrote CCCC is the one that is meant for me, for him. The one I wrote PPP is the one that is meant for me. I did it and I sent it to him. Yet he did not do anything. I lost my 12 weeks pregnancy, my twin. That same week, when I got home, I saw a spot of blood and I was placed on bed rest. On the bed rest, again, I was asked to go to Panti. I had no choice than to go. I lost the pregnancy. So I even called them to tell them that you can see my tummy is big. I was pregnant of twin. 12 weeks. I lost this pregnancy. And yet people are not doing anything to collect this money from this guy. He said that they will talk to him, that I should not worry. When I noticed they did not do anything, I went to Zone 2, to AIG's office. I wrote a petition to the AIG in Zone 2, and the man listened to me and he gave my case file to somebody to treat. They invited him, they interrogated both of us. The CSP, Adeyanju, was the one in charge of his export. He said that we should try and settle this thing amicably. That is not a serious issue now. That,
sorry to cut you. When you went to the
yes.
you requested for the transfer of the case file from Pakistan.
Yes. So that we should resolve this case amicably now. That this case has been lingering since last year and we are still on it. He now said that we should both sit down, reconcile our accounts, know what is due for each person, and we should make the payment. On the day that we are supposed to go back, he did not show up again. So the CSP now told the lawyer that he's been trying to sort this matter, but his client has been stubborn, that if we are not able to resolve, he will ask both of us to go to court. We should go and sort it in court. That because he cannot, a police officer cannot forcefully take money from anywhere or from anybody. That we should go and sort ourselves in court. That is giving, when will the guy be available? His lawyer said he wants to call him. That if you call him, he will tell him. He went outside, he made the call and came back and said the client said he will be available on the Thursday. He said, okay, the Thursday he should come, but he should tell his client if he did not want to settle, if he did not cooperate to settle, then we'll go to court. So on my way to Zone 2, the following week Thursday that we were meant to go. So I called my lawyer to please call the IPO to know if they are there, because it's been 3 times that we'll go, that they're supposed to come, that they will not show up. And I don't want to just go again, but I'm already on my way, that I should just find out. My lawyer now called me back that the case file has been transferred to Alagbo for CID, yes. So I also received a call from for CID that same day, and I told them I will come the Wednesday, that I won't be able to come. That's
Who call you?
SP Dan Manami, I don't know, Abubakar is the SP in charge of general investigation. So it's general investigation department, room 13. So he called me, he said, I said I would come. So when I got there, and he was asking me to talk, he was interjecting me and saying that, did I inform him before I changed it? I said, I'm not the one that changed it. I took my case file, my CAC document. I filled form for ShopRite to register me separately and move my product from his account. I did not ask that ShopRite should change it. It is verifiable. You can invite ShopRite and ask all this from them. He said no, that I will not even teach them his work. That is the question that he asked me that I should answer him. I said, no, I did not inform him because he was not talking to me. It was his friend. He said, did I send text message? Did I send email? I said, no, I didn't do all that. I lost my mom. He said, he even said, why is it that it is when the police call me that I transfer the money? I said, I lost my mom. I collected ShopRite account on Friday. On Friday afternoon, the bank was already closed. It was that same week that I was in camp. I have his money. At least I returned it. It was not as if I did not give him his money. And ShopRite has returned his money to him. They returned the accounts to him. So he said no, that it is fraudulent, that is fraud, that me changing in there is fraud. He now said I should go and write my statement that he wants to go. He did not even allow me to finish. He did not even finish my story or whatever. He said he wants to pray that somebody should take my statement. So the person said I should write everything about me, when I was born, where I was born. I should write a history about myself. First year in Alagbon, which I did. She now said, the man now came. He now said that it is the question he asked me that is the answer that I should write
Your statement.
in my statement. I was not crying. I said, why will I write? Let me write what happened. It is what happened that I will write. And the lady was shouting that, they asked me simple question. I've already answered that I should put the answer there. I said, no. I will not just jump and put answer. I'll write whatever that have happened before that question happened. Before I write my answer. So I was crying, I was shaking. Before I know it, I noticed this, my left hand was it has collapsed. My part of the face, my leg was heavy. And my mouth has almost bent. So my lawyer was asking them that they should please see me. I'm almost having stroke. So the lady was even scared. She put anointing oil, was pouring water on my head, and they were helping me to massage I don't know if she's an IPO that was taking the police officer. Yes, he was scared and was saying I should calm down now. That will I want to kill myself? My lawyer was now telling them that this person has caused me a lot of pain. That I've even had BP because of all this. That this is what they are saying. That they should allow me to say the thing as it was. He said, I cannot even. I said, my lawyer said I cannot even write any statements now because my hand has collapsed. My face, they were still trying to get my face and my mouth back to its position. So he now said that since I don't have anybody to stand in for me, that my lawyer should sign a bail bond. Now when I'm okay, I should come back. So I've gone to the hospital. I'm on therapy right now because physiotherapy is massaging. But because they said my veins has to be picked, so I'm still on therapy. Now they are calling me. They even called me a day before yesterday to come to Alagbon again, and I said I've not gotten better. I'm just managing myself. I've not gotten better. I can't come and write any statements for now. He said I should get a a medical report, doctor report, and give it to my lawyer that should address the doctor reports to them. And meanwhile, when my lawyer told me, what I told them in the hospital is they should address the report to whom it may concern. because I never knew it was supposed to be addressed to Alagbon. So I just gave my lawyer, and my brother had to go and give my lawyer in his office yesterday this thing. So I'm begging on Nigerians, please help me. I'm an orphan. I've been unable to do my business ever since. I can't do anything. ShopRite are no more collecting goods from me. The last supply I made, the people I collect goods from, I've been unable to pay them back. Please help me. All I want is just my money.
Thank you very much. I think we have taken much of your time, and we just want to be very brief. Okay.
Inmates.
Okay. Any other question?
The 200,000, because the interesting part of this matter is the police intimidation and the extortion.
Yeah.
I think that's the area I'm so interested in. How about the transaction? So, the money in question, is it transferred from the husband's phone to, or they went ahead to transfer by OP, or is by cash?
They gave,
On what basis?
they gave me phone that because they've seen the money in my account, that I should transfer the 200,000 to my husband as bail bond. That is what they call it. It was when my husband said, but bail is free, that they said he should get out and they should go and lock me back if he's not ready to comply. So I transferred the money from my account to my husband, and my husband went to bank to collect it. They collected the money in cash from my husband.
I think because they know the implication, and they were avoiding the aftermath of the payment.
I can't remember, except I asked my husband to go through the transfer, or I go through my account details.
Okay, furthermore, when you were privileged to meet with the president, have you met with the president this week? Why are you
No.
not met with
That matter is no more important.
It's not my part.
Before of Adigo Ifayo is now sick.
It has been moved.
It has been moved to Alagbon.
The president
No,
DC now.
no,
No.
no,
Have you seen this? Alabama?
no, DC Alagbon. He took me to his office and said that I cannot write statements. He just took me to, the SP took me to his office and said I cannot write statements.
No, Alabama was dead by AIG.
There's a
No,
DC there.
from AIG. No, from AIG to Alabama. It has moved from Panti to AIG.
AIG to Alagbon.
Have you been, aside from you seeing the CSU, or
And
anything
DC.
that called you
Yes.
to
Any
interrogate
other-
you?
The DC has not interrogated me. They only took me there that I will not be able to write statements. That my lawyer will sign a bail.
When do you
document.
intend to go there?
Next week. I told them I will be there by next week.
Precisely when
I said next week Thursday.
time.
They didn't give me time. I just told them next week Thursday.
I think for a little interjection, we don't want to waste much of the time. I want to appreciate you all for coming. And out of thousands of Nigerians who have been intimidated, you can see this is just one. Because I think the police authority should work on how people use influence. I think police authorities should work on how people use influence to move case file because they have money or they knew a top officer. Because ordinarily, from the narrations, it is obvious it was a pure business transaction between two parties. And that remained a civil matter. And criminalizing it and hiding under the obnoxious excuse of changing of name. If I introduce you to a business and then we now run as a partner, and at the end of the day, I realize that you don't even value what I'm doing for you, and instead I am being subjected to ridicule. The onus lies on me to say, let us separate this business. And she's not even want to move you out of the business, according to her story.
She's supposed to move him out.
She's supposed to move him out. But say, no, let us separate the transaction. Let him supply his own goods. Let me supply my own goods. So that you pay us differently. But because ShopRite is an institution, is a corporate entity that have their procedure and protocols. They said, no, these are the protocols you must follow. I think what the basic thing here is that the issue of remittance of money, and maybe the man in question, because he knew police officers, he don't want to pay that money back, and that was why in the first instance he went to Panti. And when the intimidation in Panti, and as a stakeholder in the society, the owners believe on us that the allegation of 200,000 naira collection for bail bond need to be well investigated, and that money must be refunded. Bail is free. Bail, and even in this matter, if police is brought into this kind of matter, their role is just to intervene as a mediate, and then for the party to be at peace. And even the person that run to party may not even have it in mind that he want to, but because he knew them and they knew him, they may want to impress him to oppress this woman. But as it is now, you have heard from the horse's mouth. The police authority, she has called on the Police Service Commission. We at the human rights community, we are ready to stand, provided with this document and all the documents she presented, except the other party have a contrary, a counter document that is far different from this.
Aminu called me again when the case was moved to Zone 2. He said, why did I go to Zone 2? Why did I move the case? I had to record his voice. Why did I move the case to Zone 2? I did not tell him. Shebi, he was trying to resolve the case. They cannot do anything to the guy at Zone 2. We'll just start all over again. That he's just telling me for telling me sake.
That's what? That's a civil matter.
That is a civil matter. I said, so all this is a civil matter. And you detained me. You made me lose my 12-week pregnancy because of this matter.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, you have the power, and your role as the fourth estate of the realm is to balance your story. So the necessary authority, even the alleged person number is also in that document with you. The
Esther Aminu and the
Aminu, Wale, all of them, even the Alagbon officer number is there. So investigation thoroughly before you do your publication. So, and at this junction, in the absence of any other, and we also want to tell Nigerians, if you also fall a victim like this, we are here because some people must tell the police. Just now, you can see the impunity. The students were protesting tuition fee. In Unilag, they went and shot at them. That is the height, the level some men of the Nigerian police have degenerated the institution. So Nigeria police force is one of the most respected force all over the world. But because of some elements that find themselves in that institution, keep on bastardizing the name of that institution, and then want to appeal to the leadership of the Nigerian Police Authority to not only to bring them to book, but they must make them to serve as a deterrent to others. Thank you.